Toilography.
Way back in 2019, I went on a road trip through Newfoundland, starting at St. John's and making my way up to Fogo Island. Today, I want to show you an abandoned amusement park I explored called Trinity Loop, including its many dilapidated dunnies. Alright, I've been told there's an abandoned theme park somewhere here in Trinity, so let's go find that and see if I can find some abandoned toilets. So here I am at Trinity Loop. I'm walking through this abandoned train carriage. It's pretty creepy. Just outside the train carriage, I entered the first of many buildings dotted around the premises. This was a sight to behold. So here we are, the first abandoned toilet that I found. It's in a very dilapidated state. Poor thing. How does a place like this even become abandoned, you might ask? It operated between 1988 and 2004 before it closed down because the operator defaulted on payments. This is what we're left with today. Before I show you around the outside, take a look at this other building, which I presume used to be a ballroom or a dining room. And yes, there were abandoned toilets here as well. I mean, it really makes you wonder what this place looked like when it was actually functioning and up and running. Here's the outside of the park. I'm at a train engine at the top of a small hill which overlooks this. You can see a broken Ferris wheel, what appears to be some mini golf greens, a swimming pool, and a train bridge, which I'll show you in just a second. It's called Trinity Loop because this railway, which I'm currently walking on, actually loops around the lake. And back when the park was open, the train used to take tourists around the loop. It would be incredible to step back in time and see what it was like to be on that train. Then we have here what appears to be the cafeteria. So I'm going to take a look inside to see if I can find any more dilapidated restrooms. And indeed there is. I felt quite conflicted about visiting this place because look at this. The lake is so incredibly beautiful, yet the buildings just around the corner are in a total state of disrepair. The locals here seemed very emotional when they talked about Trinity Loop. I was staying at a B&B and the lady who hosted me happened to mention the park, and she almost got teary when she reflected on how beautiful it used to be many years ago and how it's since been taken over by vandals and graffiti artists. It must be upsetting for people who live here to see what it's become today. Right now I'm walking towards the accommodations area, and just up here there are a bunch of units which used to house people for the night, but I'd hate to see what's in them now. Wow. In this one, there's barely any sign of the toilet itself, but the plumbing is still there. Actually, I just found where that missing toilet got to. It's all right here. Just up from the accommodation was an emptied out wildlife museum, a stable where I presume horses would have been kept. I didn't see any bathrooms around here though, just these big empty buildings. And this is the closest I found to an actual horse. So yeah, that's the Trinity Loop amusement park, and as wonderful as it is to find abandoned toilets around the world, I must admit this place saddens me a little bit because it really shouldn't be in this state. Trinity Loop was a fascinating stop on my trip to Newfoundland, not just for the great toilet content, but for the adventure in general. Those who know this channel will know I love this kind of abandoned exploration. It must be said that it's dangerous and probably illegal for anyone to walk around here, so I wouldn't recommend it unless you're okay with the risk, but I do certainly recommend the small town of Trinity itself. It's a very lovely place, especially the Rising Tide Theatre, where I got to see a performance of Saltwater Moon. That's it for now. Stay tuned for more toilet adventures.